LMD NEWSWEEK.
I'm Sandesh Bartlett.
And I'm Ashwini Vethakan. We begin with a roundup of local news. As of last week, the number of COVID-19 infected patients in the island stood at 3,382, with the number of recoveries reaching 3,233. A total of 331 Sri Lankans who were stranded in the United States and in the UAE due to the COVID-19 pandemic arrived on Thursday at the Bandaranaike International Airport and sent for quarantine at private hotels in Hambantota, Maravilla, as well as government-operated quarantine centres in Akarapattu.
Meanwhile, officers from multiple government bodies will be summoned to the Committee on Public Enterprises from 6th October. There will be many topics to be discussed throughout the month, including the findings of the Auditor General's Special Audit Report in relation to the importance of the Lakvijaya Power Plant and the impact on the environment, and the findings on the feasibility study and procurement process of the Central Expressway.
National Dengue Control Unit Director Anurajai Sekara stated that the risk of dengue is set to rise in the coming months with the escalation of prevailing showery weather conditions. According to the Epidemiology Unit, a total of 27,733 dengue cases have been reported in the country since January this year, with the highest number of cases, 11,608, reported in January.
And in other news, Polonnaruwa police arrested a suspect who was in possession of a fishing cat that had been cut and cleaned for bushmeat. According to local informants, there has been a rise in wild cats being targeted for bushmeat. The Wildlife and Nature Protection Society also stated that animal trading and wildlife trafficking is a big business globally, and that the most recent incident is a sure sign of the trade flourishing in Sri Lanka as well.
Moving on to business news. Moody's downgraded Sri Lanka to CAA1 from B2 owing to social risk from the economic shock of COVID-19, which it says will significantly weaken Sri Lanka's already fragile funding and external positions. The agency said fiscal and external pressures will continue to limit the scope for reforms to address long-standing credit vulnerabilities.
The Minister of Energy has said that in line with the national policy of Saubhagya Dakma, plans are being formulated to make Sri Lanka an Asian energy hub, while also improving the existing energy mix by enhancing the contribution of hydropower and renewable energy and expediting the exploration of natural gas.
Further on the energy front, the Manor Wind Power Plant is ready to commence operations from this month. The Minister of Power said construction work of the power plant is in its final stage and that an amount of megawatts of electricity will be generated by the end of the month. He added that the project will reach its full capacity and will supply electricity to the national grid within a few months.
The Ceylon Chamber of Commerce has signed a historic MOU with the Afghan Chamber of Commerce. The move aims to promote friendly and cordial relations between the two nations. The Ceylon Chamber of Commerce has already signed 130 MOUs to expand and further strengthen relationships with overseas trade promotion organizations.
The Sri Lanka Tea Board has attempted to market the Ceylon Tea brand by distributing Ceylon Tea dyed face masks to the international business community. The masks are reusable for up to 30 washes and distributed on a complimentary basis in collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Steps are being taken to dispatch the branded face masks to over 75 Sri Lankan missions around the world.
In global news, we start things off with a roundup of coronavirus highlights from across the world. The total number of COVID-19 cases has surpassed 34 million, with the recovered number being over 25 million.
Amazon said that more than 19,816 of its frontline workers in the US have contracted coronavirus since March. The number equates to 1.44% of its 1.37 million workers across Amazon and its subsidiary Whole Foods.
Meanwhile, according to the French health minister, authorities could place Paris under maximum lockdown from Monday. France is one of the many European countries that is seeing a rise in cases, having recorded more than 13,000 infections on Thursday alone.
In other news, Blick Rothenberg, a law firm specializing in international trade, stated that thousands of UK businesses may need to set up an EU presence if they want to export goods to the European market.
And finally, US airlines have begun to lay off thousands of staff after efforts to negotiate a new economic relief plan in Congress failed. American Airlines says it is shedding 19,000 workers and United Airlines 13,000. However, the carriers badly hit by the coronavirus pandemic say they are ready to reverse the decision if more financing is found.
That's all we have for you this week.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Thank you for watching.
And stay safe.